I got the horse right here. The name is Paul Revere, and here's a guy that says it.
Hello, racing fans. Welcome back to another edition of Handicappers Corner, brought to you by the Derby Bar and Grill. I'm Mike Heads, along with Drew Forster. We're going to go through the Sunday, June the 7th races at Hastings. Should be a lot of fun. 8 races on tap. 2 stakes races. Our first 2 distance tests of the year, as we do have the Sir Winston Churchill for the older boys and the Vancouver Sun for the older fillies and mares.
Yeah, nice to see them finally stretch out. We are getting to that time of year where we're getting more long races to go, and especially your good horses. It's really nice to see them stretch out and see how they run. We will be going long for the rest of the year now and see kind of who's the best going long. That obviously changes how we look at these races a little bit. Let's jump right in. The first race is a $25,000 claim event for 3-year-olds. Field of 5 signed on. I went to the 2 Merlot. Out of the Dino Conolinos barn, Swift Thoroughbred owns, out of the good mare Napa. I liked this horse last year. I picked him the day 1. Then he came back, run a good second behind Lauren Rosberg in the Jack Diamond Futurity. Wasn't much of a factor in the Jim Coleman Province, the first 3-year-old stake this year. And Dino wastes no time in dropping him right in for 25. I think that drop is just what he needs, and I think Merlot gets the money here. I put the 5, Forestry Devil in the second spot. Craig McPherson has 3 in here. Forestry's Devil, Hamill ends up on. That's good enough for me. I got Forestry Devil in the second spot. And Call It Even, a horse who came in here from Turf Paradise out of the Greg Tracy barn. Won at first asking for 25. This is a reasonable spot for him to go into. I went 2, 5, and 1.
Yeah, I agree with the 2. Merlot, who obviously up against 3 Craig McPherson runners in here. 3 of the 5. But Merlot didn't get away well in the Jim Coleman Province. This horse will be more speed in this race. I think this horse will be in position.
Closer, yeah.
You'll notice when it broke its mate, or he broke its maiden, he was sitting second behind Bluegrass Angus, ran on and got the win, defeated Mario's win, and he's defeated Forestry's Devil as well. He beat him in the Jack Diamond Futurity. I just think this horse is in the right spot, the right time. I put Forestry's Devil. I kind of like Mario's win, but Richard Hamill obviously had his choice of the 3 horses, and he picked Forestry's Devil. I like Mario's win. I know it was just a maiden 12-5, but it wasn't a particularly fast track, though, and I just thought the horse would. But that's why I went off of Mario's
very comfortable
win.
doing it, yeah.
But I went 2, 5, and 4, but I do like Merlot to win it. I put Forestry's Devil in the second spot. But 2, 5, and 4 in the Sunday opener. On to the second race, maiden 12-5 claimers, going 6.5 furlongs. I ended up on the 1 lone filly in here, Bubbly on Ice. I think she's got a big chance. She ran against the boys in her final start last year. And that will happen throughout the year. You'll see filly maidens running against the boys, especially like towards the tail end of the year when the races just aren't filling. There's just not enough fillies around in the mid to upper claiming ranks. And so they're forced to run against the boys. And I think Bubbly on Ice has found a spot where she's going to be pretty tough. I didn't fancy any of the 5 colts in here, and I'm going to try her to win it. Put the 2 horse Lisa Warrior. I don't know anything about the horse. I do respect the connections, though. They claimed the horse for 12-5. Not sure if he can run or not, but he's worked reasonably well. Dave Lopez rides, and I put the 4 horse Royal Briar in for 3rd for Patty Leaney, another one that worked since his last race, and was not a non-factor running 3rd, but. That's enough to put the horse in the top 3, though.
Yeah.
You look at the other runners; they haven't shown a whole lot as yet, and it's kind of tough to back them. But I went 1, 2, and 4.
I got the same horses. I did put Royal Briar on top. I thought that was a decent run his first race. It was just his first race, and strangely rousing, Kiss Him Goodbye came back to absolutely decimate a field of $8,000 claimers. It was lower, but I thought all in all a good effort for his first start, and he could take a step forward in his second one. I put Bubbly on Ice, the one you mentioned, the filly in here. 10 times. She's still a maiden, but 3 seconds here last year to decent fillies and Fire Beauty, Flatter You. And the last time was against Green Dude, who was like a 6-year-old boy. She was running against as a 3-year-old filly. So I got her in the second spot. At least a Warrior, the one you mentioned, comes up here to Troy Taylor after they claimed it out of Golden Gate in March. Another 9-time maiden, but those are tougher races down there. I think 12-5 should fit them in just right here. And not an overly tough 12-5. I went 4, 1, and 2 in the second. On the third day, optional 8,000 for 3-year-olds and up, going a mile and a 16th. And I've landed on the old campaigner here, the 9-year-old Gambay. I thought that was a good 4th behind Lord 500, Bluegrass Pride, and Franzer's Finest for 16. That was a tough race, and it was short. He's better going long. This is a softer spot. I like Gambay to win it. I put Mark in the second spot of the Paddy Leany barn. Another one been running, you know, he ran against Tracker and Bear Rock and Roll. Only got beat 2 lengths by It's Finally Friday and Cowie Creek. Those were his first 2 starts this year. They were for 25. I think he fits this condition nicely. And another one that likes to go long. Mark, you have to keep an eye on. He's kind of a cagey old horse. The third spot, I put Uncle Willard. Just won for 8,000. It was against Similkameen Joey and Rebus, who are some okay horses in here. And I'm thinking he'll get the distance for Craig McPherson. I went 1, 7, and 3.
Yeah, I agree with the one horse Ganby. I think you're bang on, Drew. This is a great spot for Ganby. There should be some speed in the race with the 4 Rebus, the 5 Fleming Speeds, the filly, the mare, Maury's Glory. You can't get a race to go against the girls, so she's in against the boys. There should be some pace in here, and I think Ganby's going to capitalize on that. His races last year would definitely defeat a lot of these. And he run protected for 8,000.
Even that first race at 16 was pretty tough.
It was. No, sprinting. It was great. That's our excellent sprint for that horse, winning 4th by Lorne 500. So I got to go to Ganby to win it. And I put the 4 horse Rebus in for second. I just think this horse's best races are when he goes long.
Yeah.
He did lose to Ganby and Bear Rock and Roll when he was on a pretty hot pace for 12.5 last September. But prior to that, he'd run good races going long. I just think he's a better distance horse than he is a sprinter. And I'm going to give him another shot. I put the 2 horse Rare Courage for Frank Derby. I don't know if this horse can run on the dirt at all. I'm taking a shot because it's all turf for him.
Yeah, but he is an 11-time winner.
But he is a road horse. He wants to go long. The first race, we really can't gauge on how good he is. He was a non-factor in the Lord 500 race. He finished behind Ganby, but that was sprinting in his first race at Hastings. Give him another shot. I put him in for 3rd, but I agree with Ganby. I think he's a key. I went 1, 4, and 2. Pardon me, in the 3rd race. On to the 4th. 2-year-olds here going 3.5 furlongs. And a number of them running for the 2nd time already.
Yeah.
I ended up on the 3-horse Adams River Run, sales topper, half or full brother to Pody, who was recently defeated at Woodbine, but he was undefeated for his first 3 races of his career. But Adams River Run, great final prep in 34. And change, and I respect the connections. Rico Walcott, I got to go to Adams River Run to win it. Put the 7 horse Roses for Grace. I kind of like this horse in its debut. Ran, I thought, a pretty good 3rd.
Goes on Lasix.
It was in between horses, and it goes on Lasix, but it was in between horses. I thought it was kind of an uncomfortable trip for him last time, and still managed to box on. And I put the 2 horse Arbenita Rose in for 3rd. I went 3, 7, and 2. I left Texas Alley Cat out. The horse that took all the money last time flopped, but didn't show a whole lot. The horse was flat and drew poorly again. I don't know. I just think the horse. I didn't think the horse was that fast. I got to leave him off. I went 3, 7, 2.
Yeah, this is a race where you can make a case for quite a few of them. I put Arbenita Rose on top. I thought that was a good race last time. She broke well. Just got caught the last jump, but got that race under her belt. That was on May 23rd, and she comes back. Hasn't been that long. She's fit enough, and I think she'll be on her toes. Was unlucky to lose last time, so I put her in the top spot. Adams River Run, the one you mentioned, the sales topper for Peter Redicott, 34 and 3. Nice work, especially going 3 furlongs. When you're working 34 and 3, you're on your toes. You should be involved early, and could be the best.
Likely with Drew LeBeer in the tack too.
Yeah, exactly.
Likely didn't have a rider on his back.
Tacking about 150 pounds ish. Rico Walcott rides. And Texas Alley Cat, the one you mentioned, I'm going to give her another shot because she did take all the money last time. These connections do very well in these 2-year-old races, and they were high on her. I'll give her another shot, but maybe she shows more today. I went 2, 3, and 9 in the 4th. On the 5th, Fillies and Mares, non-winners of 2, lifetime, for 4,000, and I landed on the 4, Tulipia. Ran for maiden 4. It wasn't a tough field, but she absolutely destroyed them her first race. Won by 9 1/4. John couldn't get a 4,000 non-2 to go, so he ran her for the 8,000 non-2. Only got beat 5 lengths by I'm a Diva 2 and Elusive Lily, Queen Militant. Those are tougher fillies by a ways, and I'm a Diva 2 came back to win for 16. So I don't mind Tulipia in here. I think she's found the right spot. Eau Claire de Lune just got beat by Miss Rose Parade last time. Richard Hamill sticks with her. She'll win one of these one day. And I put Cape Away out of the Craig McPherson barn. I thought a nice win last time for 4,000. This is a reasonable spot for her. She's hit the board at 4 out of her 5 lifetime starts. I went 4, 2, and 5.
Yeah, we're totally in disagreement here, but that's good. It's not. These aren't not your most reliable type horses anyway. I've gone to the 6 Little Blossom. I liked the horse last time. I thought Pedro kind of rated the horse last time, and I don't think she really liked being rated and sitting on the outside of another horse, and I thought she would clear last time and get the lead, but they rode her not as aggressive as I thought they would have, and I'm hoping she just shoots off to the front in this race, and she did a string of good works going into it. I thought she would have been reasonably ready to go, but she flattened out late, and maybe there's a reason they didn't ride her so aggressively, but I'm going to say she runs better today. But the 3-horse Moonride on the class drop, this one was a non-2-8 last time, was out deep, chasing the pace, and I think this horse wants to be held back and made one run. There is some speed in this race, and I think she's better suited to running from way off the pace instead of trying to be on it. I'm going to put her in for second, and I put the 8-horse Cassidy Command. Wesley Henry, a new rider here at Hastings, coming in from Florida. He's just a little guy. He probably weighs about 108 pounds, Wesley Henry, and he's welcome addition to the jocks.
The W can stand for we. We Henry.
We Henry is we Henry. But I went 6, 3, and 8 in a race that I know you like.
Yeah, I got 4, 2,
I could see Philippi.
yeah.
I might have missed her not putting her in because she is dropping out of the maiden 8s and the non-2-8s, pardon me, into this non-2-4. But I went 6, 3, and 8 in a race. I think you need a few. On to the 6th race, first of 2 stakes races. This is the filly and mare event, but the Vancouver Sun going at 8.5 furlong distance, and I've ended up on the 4-horse Arabella's Muse.
Yeah.
I got to be your horse to beat. Narrow loser to Hollywood Miss last time. Perhaps a little too lax in letting Hollywood Miss have the lead and not pressuring her a little bit more early.
She kind of ducked out a little bit at the end too, and then made another run at her. She's still kind of
does
green.
awkward things. It's not greenness either. I know she.
It's not green because she's ran a bunch, but she's just kind
getting
of funny,
out. She gets out. She's a big filly. She's always got out a bit on the turns, and she was getting out a little bit on the final bend, and it cost her.
Yeah, actually,
she was running better at the end.
I talked to Hamlin. He said he knows that about her, but she hasn't done it all year. And he reached down and hit her left-handed, not really thinking, and boom, she jets out, and that might have cost her the race.
Yeah, because she only got beat a half a length, and that could have cost her. But she's a filly that can run long. Her mom ran long, Excited Miss, and Arabella's Muse is the horse to beat. I put Hollywood Miss in for second. I don't know if this filly can go long at all, but the blinkers off certainly helped and got her into the winner's circle last time. And I got to respect, once again, the connections, and this one's live. I put the 2-horse Wonder Woman. I'm going to give her a shot. I think there could be some lively fractions. Got Touching Promise in here that is eligible to win. Yeah. But just, she needs to be better. But she will be likely at this distance, but she's in a tough spot down on the inside against horses like Arabella's Muse, Hollywood Miss, and even Dear Lily.
Dear Lily's probably going to go,
Like Wonder Woman she doesn't need a lot of pace presence to make her a force, but
a lot of times she doesn't get any. So when she has a little bit,
victimized by slow paces. And Pedro will ride her for the first time. So I don't know. I just threw her in the mix. I wouldn't be surprised to see her win the race either. I know she doesn't win a lot of races, but she falls victim to slow paces a lot. I'm going to go 4, 5, and 2, and I don't love any of them really. Arabella's Muse I do like. So 4, 5, 2 for me.
I went with Arabella's Muse too. I thought that was a great effort last time. It was sprinting. I think she's better long, as Mike mentioned, and I think she is absolutely the horse to beat in here under jockey Richard Hamill. I put Touching Promise in the second spot. I like the fact that she at least got a race in the Breakhouse Bells. I mean, it's not her gig. She's not a sprinter, and at least she just got the race under her belt. Now she goes long, which is much more dangerous. She was our ballerina winner last year going long, so I don't mind Touching Promise. I put her in the second spot. In the third spot, I put Hollywood Miss, as you mentioned. I don't know if she can go long, but she's a class mare, and she'll take them a long ways. Let's see how far she can hang on. I went 4, 3, and 5 in the Vancouver Sun. On to the 7th, this Sir Winston Churchill, 1 1/16 for older colts and geldings. And this is another one I looked a lot of different ways. I went to the 7 Taylor's Deal. He's always tough. He can win at the distance. He's got 3 starts at the distance, 2 wins and a second. He did get beat by Brass and Gold last time, but he'd been off since December. I think he'll get a lot out of that race. And on pure talent, Taylor's Deal is good enough to win this. I went with the 1 Classic Sense out of the Dino Condolino's barn. He's a street sense out of the Smart Strike. They bought him privately. He comes out of the Aqueduct circuit. Another one, 4 starts at the distance, 2 wins and a second. He's going to love stretching his legs out. He's got big numbers, great breeding for the distance, and Mark Buchanan will ride for Dino Condolinos. And in the third spot, I went to the 5, title contender. What can you say about him? He's always right there. Was unlucky to lose to Mr. Bowling last time, got ran down late, and unlucky to lose to Modern the time before. He's got 2 good seconds. I can't leave him off the ticket. And one thing I got to say here, there's one of our regulars and a good guy who's been going to the track all year long, becoming a big racing fan. Lee Renty, friend of Wayne Oliver, is now part owner of Wilocat.
Yeah, that's cool.
Good to have new guys in the business.
Yeah.
Lee's a converted racing fan.
No, I know. I see him here at the Derby.
Yeah,
and
he
I've
was
seen
out
him at
here.
the track a lot.
Yeah.
He loves to bet, and
Yeah,
we don't have enough Lee Rentys and Wayne Olivers around.
Exactly.
That
So
want to spend their money, with beverages and wager and own horses. And
as I always say here at the Derby, not only can you drink and gamble, it's encouraged.
We do encourage it.
But yeah, great to see a great guy, a new owner coming in, getting a nice horse like Wilocat. Hopefully he shows up well for the connections here. I went 7-1-5 in the Winston Churchill.
Well, I hope you're wrong, because I
Another one
love
all over the
Modern.
place, yeah.
I love Modern.
Do you? Yeah,
I
yeah.
love this horse.
Yeah.
I think Modern's
He's
like
won going
9
long
lengths
before,
the
yeah.
best. I don't know. This horse got hooked into Herbie D last time.
Yeah, they went
absolute
44
suicide
flat.
mission.
Yeah, 21 and 44.
He hung on top for third. He was fighting for third. He held on.
Yeah,
and,
he's tough.
Herbie D got beat 100.
I know, I could have made a big mistake leaving him off the ticket here.
But title contender had the great trip in that race.
Yeah.
Where Modern, that horse had to do all the fighting. This horse has got a good cruising gear. I think he's going to be dangerous. And I got to go Modern over Classic Sense. I agree with your Classic Sense. This horse on the stretch out, it's got to be really tough.
He's got to be tough.
He was making his presence. Well, he was getting great paces, but he was closing in those 6.5 furlong sprints. I did lose to a stablemate Modern on both occasions, but he gets a lot more ground, but likely a little better pace scenario, I think, for Modern. So I'm going to go, I think it's going to be a Dino exactor and the Swift Thoroughbreds exactor. I went 2-1, and I put title contender in for third. I don't know if he's lost a step or if he's just, I don't know what it is. He doesn't seem to be as dynamic as he was before, last year, but, I'd never, underestimate a really nice horse.
He could win, yeah.
You can't leave him off the ticket. Wilocat's a cool horse that could get set up today. Taylor's Deal, I left him off. Commanders, he's just and hasn't been in top form.
Yeah.
And he might have trouble again trying to be on the pace. He just can't. I don't see him getting the lead in this race.
And Brass and Gold, who's better long and just won a nice sprint.
Drew poorly
race.
though.
Yeah.
He really drew poorly.
Yeah, he's out there.
He's going to have to either come from I don't know what kind of trip he can get. But Modern drew nicely.
Yeah.
He's got to get the lead. Classic Sense drew nicely, going to be covered up and get a good pace in front. I think it's 2-1-5. I went 2-1-5, pardon me, in the Sir Winston Churchill. On to the 8th and final. Got some 4,000 claimers going a mile on the 16th. 7-pack signed on here. I went to the 5, Captain Salt. I'm going to try him to win it. I think he's going to get the lead going long. I think he's a better horse going long. And he tried sprinting last time. He got out-sprinted by Lookout Dubai.
Yeah.
And once you get buried on the head end, it's tough to hold on for second, and he didn't. Lucky Moly Minor and Thanks a Million ran by him, but he wasn't disgraced, I didn't think. So I just think he's a better horse going long. He's going to get the lead. I see nothing but deep closers in here. I don't see a speed horse in the race.
Yeah.
I think Captain Salt gets to the chooch. Pedro Alvarado rides speed horses very well. I'm going to try him to defeat Lucky Moly Minor and the 3 Thanks a Million. I just see slow fractions early. I'm going to go 5, 4, and 3.
I went to the 1 Texas Buccaneer. I don't know if there will be enough pace in him, but going long, I think he's the best horse in here. He's won 5 races going long. Mike Anderson going very good right now. Keyshawn Balgobin re-rides. He's got 2 races under his belt, so stretching out should be just right for him. He's a cool old horse.
Yeah, he's a nice horse. I might need more, but he'll run better.
Yeah,
I left him off the ticket, but that might be
going long.
An error.
He's going to be better. I put Texas Buccaneer on top. I went with Mike's other horse, Lucky Molly Minor, who's got 3 seconds in a row. Just keeps running second behind, Wise Boss, Where's Henry, Lookout Dubai, fast horses, and I got him in the 2nd spot again. In the 3rd spot, I went to Lord Harlow. Won 4 races going this distance.
He's a good road horse.
Yeah, he moves up a lot when they go long. He's not a sprinter at all, so I don't mind him going long under Sean Ceviche. I went 1, 4, and 7 in the nightcap. That'll do it for our analysis of the Sunday card. Up next on screen will be the picks. Mike, as always, you'll be first.
There we go. Back on race number 1, I went to the 2. Merlot, 2, 5, and 4. Race number 2 onto the 1, Bubbly on Ice. The drinkers, Merlot over
Merlot
Bubbly
and
on
Bubbly on
Ice.
Ice. I like
a
your
great
daily
double. 1, 2, 4 in the second. Onto the third race, went to the 1, Ganbei over the 4 and 2. Race number 4, Adams River Run, the sales topper that Peter Redicott purchased out of the sale off of Jim and Ann Allendal for $70,000. Makes his Hastings debut. I'm going to go to him to win it. 3, 7, and 2 in the fourth. In the fifth race, went to the 6, Little Blossom, 6, 3, and 8. Or pardon me, or fifth race, 6, 3, and 8. In the sixth race, the Vancouver Sun, I went to the 4-horse Arabella's Muse. I'm going to go a 4, 5, 2 in the Vancouver Sun. The seventh race, the Sir Winston Churchill, I went to the 2 Modern. I'm going to go 2, 1, and 5. And the eighth and final, I'm going to try the 5, Captain Salt. 5, 4, and 3. On to Drew's picks. There we go.
In the first, I agree with Mike. I went to the 2, Merlot, over the 5 and the 1. In the second, I went to the 4, Royal Briar, over the 1 and the 2. In the third, I went to the 1, Gamby, over the 7 and the 3. In the fourth, I went to the 2, R. Benita Rose, over the 3 and the 9. In the fifth, I went to the 4, Tulipia, over the 2 and the 5. In the sixth, I agree with Mike in the older mare stake, Arabella's Muse, over the 3, Touching Promise, and the 5, Hollywood Miss. In the seventh, I went to Taylor's Deal in the older boys stake, number 7, Taylor's Deal, over the 1, Classic Sense, and the 5, Title Contender. And in the nightcap, the 8th, I went to the 1, Texas Buccaneer, over the 4 and the 7.
All right, thanks everyone for tuning in here to Handicappers Corner. That'll do it for our analysis and selections on the Sunday, June the 7th program. Don't forget, racing resumes on Saturday, June the 13th. We do have Saturday and Sunday racing. Don't forget, we didn't mention it on the Saturday show, but there is a Sea to Sky Pick 6 carryover of over $15,000. Hopefully everyone watches the show. The shows
before
together prior
to
the Saturday show, but our Saturday races. But $15,790 is the Sea to Sky Pick 6 carryover. Once again, you got to be a lone winner, a solo winner, to collect the jackpot. You still win if you get 6 winners, but you won't win the jackpot. You got to have the single O. But to win the big jackpot, that should be it's going to be near 20 grand.
It'll be getting close to 20.
It will be 20,000. So and it's only 20-cent wager, so you can get a lot of coverage on those Pick 6 tickets. But it's just 20-cent wager. Well, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'd like to see everyone down here at the Derby Bar and Grill. Don't forget the Preakness Belmont on Saturday. Lots of stakes action on the entire weekend. Simulcasting, of course, here at the Derby Bar and Grill. If you can't make it out of Hastings, get out here. It'll be a lot of fun. On behalf of Drew, thanks everyone for tuning in. We'll see you next time here on Handicappers Corner.